everyone kept saying, if you want to understand the Taliban, think of the mafia. It's the same sort of thing. People pay protection money to the Taliban so that the Taliban don't burn down their homes or kill their families. And with this money, the Taliban will embark upon raids in towns or blow up dams or do whatever it is they want to do. But they can hire foreign mercenaries because of this protection money that they get, and also because of the money that comes in from the opium crop. Well, they want to take over the country again. They want it to be what they would call an Islamic society, a purely Islamic society. One of the problems seems to be that Pakistan supported them strongly. Pakistan was nervous about its relationship with India, always had been, and wanted to make sure that its neighbor was an Islamic, militarist society that could be called upon for support if things got out of control between Pakistan and India. So many of the Afghans to whom I spoke blamed the problem of the Taliban on the problems between India and Pakistan, and said that until those problems are settled, the Taliban is always going to be a problem because there will be a strong element in Pakistan that will, in essence, underwrite the Taliban. I've tried to communicate in my remarks here something about the struggle in Afghanistan. As I've said, it's not just recovering from the Taliban's domination or from 10 years of civil war or from 10 years of Soviet occupation and constant fighting. It's all of that. It's 30 years of broken systems and intolerance. What will happen when we leave, which we're scheduled to do in 2014? Although I'm an optimistic person, I suspect that every bit of progress that's been made could evaporate. I can't see how it won't. When you work at an archaeological site, you're always dealing with the notion of sustainability. You as an archaeologist can't excavate a site forever, nor should you. There's a point when you will have to leave. No one wants to excavate 100% of a site. You should answer the questions, the research questions that you've brought with you to the site to the best of your ability, and then you should leave. And then later, another team with different research questions will come in, and they will work the site. But because of that, you need to create a sustainable site. It has to be able to survive after you've left. So you need to use a certain kind of wood for the signage, for the paths that you create through the site. You need to make sure that the local university, the local museum knows what to do to take care of the site so that you can leave and the site can still move forward in a strong and sustainable way. And it's the same thing with the country. If you as a nation come in to help with nation building, which is what the US has done and many other countries, you need to make sure the country is sustainable after you leave, as you have to leave at some point. You can't stay forever or else you're occupying the country, you're a foreign occupier. It's just too soon for us to leave, I think, in 2014. We have to leave eventually. And the US is doing what it can to make the country sustainable. But as long as the Taliban is standing in the shadows just waiting for us to leave, I don't know how it can be sustainable. Now, what answer do I have to this? I don't have an answer. If these statements are right about the Taliban's strength being linked to Pakistan and Pakistan's support of the Taliban being linked to its concerns, even fears about India, then what you have to do is start a whole series of summits focused on India and Pakistan. That has to be the focus of your foreign policy, not to the exclusion of everything else. But what the Obama administration is trying to do with Israel and Palestine, they need to do the same thing with India and Pakistan. To what extent can that situation be ameliorated? I'm not sure. But I think that's the place to start. That's part of the sustainability of Afghanistan. And from what I can see, that's the piece that's missing.